When conducting your live interviews, you're most likely going to be in two different locations. Somewhere at home, calling on Zoom or Skype or some web browser, or in person at the individual's office or place of work. While going to the interviewee's place of work may seem like very low chances given this time, here are some great tips to create a great Zoom background, but also a great interview background in general. When you're crafting your virtual background, try to avoid filming in your bedroom if possible. Try and find a blank wall or a space with minimal action going on behind you. Inanimate objects like books and tables are totally acceptable. Without distractions of people walking in and around your Zoom background, both you and the interviewee, as well as the audience, can focus on the topic at hand. If you're concerned about not having a sufficient background, don't worry. StudentCam really focuses more on the content rather than aesthetics. Now, that's not to say that aesthetics are not important and you shouldn't strive for great background, but simultaneously, it's really not that necessary in reference to all the things on the rubric. So what happens if you're in person? Well, given the circumstances, I would totally recommend wearing masks at all times, even if outside, and maintaining as much social distancing as possible. But regardless of whether we're in a pandemic or not, I would strongly recommend and advise bringing in an adult, especially for our younger middle school participants, but also for our high school participants as well. With this in mind, filming in person can be a little bit more difficult, a lot more to navigate and manage, but you really have more in control of the shot. And usually you'll have two options for filming, with or without your face in the shot. I personally shot most of my documentary footage for StudentCam without my face in it. I used a feature called Rule of Thirds, which is a filming technique of placing the subject, in this case the interviewee, the person that you'll be interviewing for your documentary, off to the side of the shot, slightly to the left or to the right, and the eyes move towards the opposite end of the screen, opposite of where the person is. While great documentaries have used center shots where individuals look directly at the camera, like I've been looking at you for these past tutorials, I would just recommend using Rule of Thirds because it's just an extra layer of sophistication, a little bit extra knowledge of film, and just a little bit more professionalism that's not really seen in other students. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you got some great information about it. If you have any questions, feel free to email StudentCam at educate@cspan.org. They will answer all your questions about Rule of Thirds, about interviewing, what's the best place to interview, and how you can maximize your questions as we talked about in the past videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.